What's up, my people? Welcome to the Mean Green Show. It's your boy Chris.
It's your boy Jay. What's going on?
We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. I think that the anticipation of this one is, I don't think I've ever done a podcast like this where I anticipate the next episode because we're typically just winging it. So, first and foremost, recap from last week. We talked about is your scale off? I think a lot of people thought we were talking about the physical scale. What you think?
Oh, yeah. I think they were upset.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? And we basically was talking about in episode 1, right, work-life balance, and that spinned off in so many different ways. I had a couple people walk up to me like, "Man, you kind of said a lot." I think I might have said too much.
I mean, it was deep. We told y'all it was gonna be deep. This whole series.
Which I'm looking forward to. So we talked work-life balance. We graded ourselves, gave explanations, and then we ended the podcast based upon I asked you a question: who do you think, athlete, celebrity-wise, you think got it figured out? And he said TOBE. So today's episode is
TOBE.
Hey, first and foremost, if you don't know him, he's a Houston native. Go ahead and just check this clip out. Boom. It's TOBE.
All right.
That's TOBE. Everything that you've seen on that video, from not just his lyrics, right, but the artistic skill of everybody in the video, where it was shot, how it was shot, everything is produced, right, by TOBE. So the guy have skills. But today, Jared, I would love to break down, because you said outside looking in, this is your guy, and I admire him. I honor what he does, so I want to give my 2 cents. But we're going to connect it with what everybody else deals with when it comes to, work-life balance and fitness or whatever else they deal with. So I guess the start question, what do you like about TOBE? What made you, when you first seen TOBE, what was like, oh, that dude, all right.
So, I mean, the first thing I will say going into a podcast right now, we're doing a whole podcast on outside looking in. So we have no idea what, inside looks like. But outside looking in, so, I mean, you don't know everybody's life, but, sometimes that's where you get different ways for you to act and different ways for you to do stuff. So, I mean, looking at TOBE, family, man, that's one of the biggest things I see. Like, so many R&B artists and basketball players, like, shoot, they don't even take a picture with their wife. Like, you be asking, like, are they married?
Yeah.
And you have no idea. And this dude, he's not going nowhere without his family.
That's that part.
That's something for me, like, he has that figured out.
Yeah.
Like, is it perfect? Probably not, because nothing's perfect, but he got that part figured out. Work ethic, I see him everywhere. I mean, shoot, I went to the rodeo. He popped up at the rodeo.
Oh yeah, he was on it. Yeah.
That dude's just everywhere. He's working his butt off. So he's, he has the work part figured out. As far as life, his trainer, right?
Yeah. Shout out to my guy Byron Goffrey.
Yep. So we know he works out. We know he's always with his family. We know he's grinding in life. And man, I don't know. He stays true to himself. So it's like every time I see him, it's just pure happiness. He's about a cause. It's like, what don't the man got?
Yeah.
Right?
I think we can drop the mic in the podcast. I think that was it. I mean, I think we all have those desires of everything that you just said, being authentic, true to yourself, whether it's bloodline family, other family and friends, people that give you peace and joy, you want to be around them, and to be able to be explicit to the way that you want to be seen. I think everybody desires that, right? Like, why do we work out? Obviously it's health.
Yeah.
But obviously people want to have the confidence to be around other people. And honestly, I know we're supposed to do things for ourselves and other people's opinion doesn't matter, but deep down inside, the way that we think people think of us, it does matter. You walk into a beach. Yeah. You put on a bathing suit or take your shirt off, and you do that in hope that people are looking at you and grading you.
Y'all don't lie, because this is the truth that I've been seeing so much. Oh, I'm not losing weight. Oh, I'm not doing so-and-so. Oh, this is so tough. And then you go to, a friend weekend. Well, everybody said I look good. Yeah, they did. Yeah. And you feel it. You feel that different.
Yeah.
It touches you a little bit different. So you work out for more than just you, but
Absolutely. Now, again, the key is you should be doing it for
yeah,
you.
that's key.
I do agree, but me being who I am and being as transparent as possible, man, if I take my shirt off and I don't feel like my abs are showing the way they should, I'm going to do some more abs. I'm going to get a little bit tighter in the kitchen
Yep.
because I'm going to say it like this. I don't care what people think about me, but people's opinions sometimes give me a different perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's real.
I don't care. Like, if you don't like me as a person, whatever. Like, if you don't like what I believe in, whatever. But if somebody tell me they don't like me for a reason, I will get in my car and think about that reason. So
That's real.
I think with Toby specifically, obviously he's not sitting here with us,
Yeah.
but I believe outside looking in, let's start with the first thing that you said, family.
Mm-hmm.
Why would talking about family, Toby's family specifically, how does that connect with our community here that's watching or listening? And I'm going to say it, and then let's just attack it.
Okay.
That's cool. I think the alignment, I think we talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. You have an alignment that brings you peace, joy, happiness, and everything else that you desire. His alignment looks like it's his wife, his kids, his family, his friends.
Yeah.
And as long as that's in alignment to his passion and his work, he seems like he's happy. So for you guys that are listening, I'm going to open up a can of worms.
Let's do
Let's
it.
freaking go. Let's freaking grow. Let's freaking go. All right, here's the can of worms. I kind of got scared.
No, I was like, he took a break there. Hold on.
Hold on. Sponsor break by H2O. I'm still going to do it. All right, can of worms. I've seen it. Jared, I'm speaking on behalf of Chris. Can't say what Jared has not or what he has seen.
Okay.
If Jason Miller was in the gym, he'd be like, hell yeah. But, Jared, I've seen in over a decade of doing this, not just women, but men and women, when they go through a breakup or a divorce, first thing they typically do is, I want to work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
They get their body right. They're consistent. They found peace and joy. They love them. They build their confidence up. And because of that, it seems like they start attracting people, and then they meet the next boo. And then they stop doing everything that gave them the peace and the joy. So why is this important from what Toby just said, or what we look into Toby, believing that outside looking in looks perfect, is that he didn't leave his family to go towards the music. The peace and the joy, he kept in alignment with his work.
Yeah.
With us, if peace and joy is taking care of your body and it builds your confidence and staying consistent at moving forward in your fitness journey, if that gives you peace and joy, why when we start dating, we stop? Have you seen that?
I have seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot. I think I don't know. Is it, you think it's like a false conception of what peace and joy is for you, because it has to change in order for you to feel that way. So instead of getting that peace and joy out of working out, maybe now you feel like you're getting that peace and joy out of a relationship, and maybe that person is not in the gym. But that's when we talk about alignment.
That's it.
Especially when we're talking about Toby. I mean, the beautiful part about Toby is Fat's a rapper, his wife.
Yeah. Shout out to Fat.
Yeah, shout out to
I love
Fat.
her, dog. She's dope. She's dope.
So they can obviously, do that together. I think when it comes to exercise, like if you work out, if that's your peace and joy, you might have to find somebody that shares that same peace and joy, because that's the only thing that's gonna keep you on that same path.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like if you you meet somebody, you want to, I'm not gonna say conform to them, but you want to, you guys want to share the same passion.
Mm-hmm.
Not working out is very easy.
Very.
So if you find somebody and, working out's not really high on their list, and they want to do this and they want to go to happy hour and they want to do that, like you can find fun in that, especially with somebody that you love. So if you guys aren't on the same wavelength, then it's easy to say, oh, well, working out was hard anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And they drop it. Check this out. Was Fat always a rapper? I don't know.
I actually don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know. But I will say this, outside looking in, and we're going to use that term over and over because we don't know. We're just admiring from a distance. Outside looking in, I never heard her track before I heard her on Toby's track. Could it be a chance that she found interest in being an artist on the mic because of Toby?
Very possibly.
Could have potentially he brought out an artistic view and perspective from his wife? Potentially. So I think some of us that are fitness enthusiasts and we know the importance of what it does for our confidence and our body and our health, the boo that you do meet, maybe you're going to bring that out of them.
Yeah.
So versus you just saying, oh, I'm not going to work out or I'm going to go to all the restaurants because that's what they like to do. What about challenge them and show them a different perspective? And you may literally change their life or give them a different perspective that they've never seen before.
That's true.
What you think?
I think that's real. I think like I said, you guys are gonna go down the same path. So if you show your significant other, like this is what brings me peace and joy.
Yeah.
And truly show them like
Yeah.
this is what happens to my body. This
Yeah.
is like this is why
That's
I feel the way I feel. Like if you with somebody that looks at that and one, they don't care, or two, they're like, it don't work for me. I personally believe they're not really trying for you. So that's my personal belief. So that's when it comes down to you got to make some decisions.
I almost stood up and clapped. I almost did it. I didn't do it, guys. I love that, Jay, because, man, with fitness specifically, I think it's one of the toughest things you can do, especially when you're starting from ground zero. Why give that up? When you get another portion of your life, right? Work-life balance is what we're kind of continuing with TOBE being the example. If you know fitness is a journey that you have to have as part of your work, life, and balance, why give that up when you get another thing that you desire? So what if you do get the boo and it works out? But what happens then if you get the career you want? You going to drop the boo to go to the career? You have to at some point figure out how to configure all this together. And I think that what I've seen outside looking in, I just don't like it, to be honest. I don't like seeing someone that come to me at a place of depression and a very dark place, and I see them light up. I see them become who they are, powerful, bold, fearless, and then they go out and meet somebody, and then they stop doing all the things that was creating the better them. And I can be wrong, but if I was to date a woman and I see her getting it in, that probably was one of the things that attracted me.
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, I'm just the trainer, right? So I can't go in depth and tell everybody this, but from the standpoint of this podcast, we can. Like, what if you was hitting the gym and you running and you doing the six thing for the six pack, right? And then you start attracting and getting the attention you want, and then you stop and then go back to some dark places, and then you're like, ooh, they not attracted to me no more. Yeah. They act like they don't know who I am. Well, maybe you wasn't who you was. Potentially. Potentially.
I think I agree.
Potentially.
I really think that sometimes, especially when you're in the dating scene, like you truly care about being your best for somebody, because I watch a lot of nature documentaries.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never known that.
Love nature documentaries. So obviously, during the courtship time, all that kind of stuff, like dudes, they really flocking their stuff, trying to look their best. Everything's spick and span clean. And I'm speaking in terms of nature, like birds when they make their nests.
They do that?
Yeah. Everything's clean. They do little, dances, trying to attract somebody. So I really feel like.
Jared. Time out.
Hold on, bro.
How do you know this?
Because I watch a lot of nature.
Keep going. That's dope.
No, but anyways, just in nature, like that's naturally what we do. We want to show our best selves.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we get into those relationships, we get comfortable, and our best selves we kind of let go because we're comfortable. Oh, I got you. You love me for me, right? No matter what I do, you love me for me. And that's not true. Here's the thing, and this again, I love just saying this is my opinion. Yes, we're together, and no, it shouldn't matter. But when I walk out that door, there's still a bunch of birds cleaning up their nests outside. So
that's where it happened.
Dog.
He about to get somebody in
I know, I'm
trouble.
going to get cussed out. It's okay. It's okay. I said, it's still a bunch of birds cleaning up outside, right? So that I don't want a filthy nest in here. If we're looking at this is again the nature perspective. But yeah,
dang, that's
I say all that to say I don't think it's okay to just let yourself go.
Dang, I'm going to sit down. I've been standing up that whole time for those that are just listening. That was really good. Dang, I feel convicted. I feel convicted. And, okay, going back to fitness, right? So if I was this person that ate healthy and then I meet Tina and then I I show her a perspective of me eating unhealthy, and then 2 years of marriage, I go back to, well, why are you eating all this stuff? And then I want to eat all healthy. It's like, dude, I kind of showed her something that wasn't necessarily there, right? So I use fitness for a specific example when it comes to nutrition, but going back to dating and everything else, man, I think it's one thing to get someone's attention, because that's we're creatures. That's what we want, right? To get someone's attention. But I think once you get their attention, that's the time where you put everything out there and you try the court. That's where you use court. That's where you try to meet and greet and see if that's a good connect for you. So I think, again, going back to TOBE with work-life balance, it just seems, again, everybody posts their highlight tapes, but it just seems like he wants Fat there. He wants his kids there, the producer, everybody. It's like he wants them there. And I know, based upon one of his live feeds I watched, there's been some objection because there's been times where people didn't necessarily want his wife or his team there. They kind of wanted him there. And he turned them down.
Not without them.
Not without them. That's why I say I felt convicted, because if you go back to the last podcast, there's been times where work I would be so all in. Sometimes that's why I got that lower grade for my family. But that's something that I admire from him. I think he does an incredible job.
Amazing.
I think he does an incredible job.
I don't have a family yet, but like that's where I want to be.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, you don't have a family, but looking at that is like, man, that's the type of thing I want to do, know. So that's respect on both ends. One thing I like to point out with TOBE too, and then I ask you a question on what you think, and then we'll move to another one. So he shows, right, this ethic, and I've been following him since was it Twisted Sundays? You don't know what Twisted Sundays is? Oh, I got to give him some game. That's how long I've been following him. So if I'm saying it right, it's called Twisted Sunday. So every single Sunday, Fat would be, this is before you married, Fat would be twisting his hair in the same living room, same couch, and he'll freestyle to a beat. And, like, he be going off, right?
That's crazy.
So hearing that and seeing that all the time, I've seen the growth from him there to now this big star. And my question was going to be, well, I guess I can't ask it because you haven't seen that portion. But I think the answer would have been if you would have seen him from there. There's not a lot has changed from him from then to now. You see a lot of athletes or actors or celebrities. They're one way before they get the fame, and then when they get it, they're totally different.
Oh, yeah.
The question I was going to ask you, did you think his personality and what he puts in the public, did you think that changed in the last X amount of years? But it's kind of tough for you to answer that.
It's tough for me. You've known him longer.
Yeah.
I actually known him. I've only been following TOBE for 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
From those 4 years, from the very first time I saw him to now, there's been zero, and he's gotten bigger over the last 4 years.
100%.
Way bigger. His morals are the same. Yeah. Everything about him is the same. So nothing's changed as far as what he's rooted in. So he's a unique guy. I really think he is.
But that's the beauty, right?
Yeah. I want to flip it back though, because since you know more than me, you've known him since basically his high school days, right?
I didn't know him personally in high school, but so I went to Westside High School my last year. That's in West Houston. He went to a school in A-Leaf, so they're right next to each other. So I'm a little older than him, but a lot of people that were 2-3 years younger than me, they're cool with him now. And they're cool with him then, but I see now they're pro athletes and I see them connect. So I was like, dang, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
But ever since he's hit the scene, especially with Instagram, I've been following him. for a long time. But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, what's your opinion? How do you feel his growth has been? How has that affected him as a person?
So I don't know if I want to call him a mentor because I know he's a part of their team, but I think he is a mentor. A guy named Eric Thomas. A lot of people know him as the hip hop preacher.
Yep.
That's his circle. So not that I have stalked TOBE, but I have stalked Eric Thomas since I've been in business for the most part. Because I think when he started going off with "you gotta want it as bad as you breathe," like that's when I started getting into business at that time. So I remember him saying something about TOBE, and I think that's how I kind of caught on. But I love that his message has not changed. He's very artistic, and this is gonna really go into fitness very well. I'm curious what you're gonna say when I say what I'm about to say. The thing that he believed has not changed, period. No matter what the influence is, because in the rap industry, and I'm no rap guy, I don't rap. I mean, I got a couple bars here and there, but he doesn't sound like nobody else. He's not rapping about money, cars, clothes. I suppose that was a Drake lyric, right? But you don't see him rapping. He's rapping about, I believe, things that are true to him that gives him peace and joy. He's showing the artistic of his love with his wife and his perspective and his spirituality. Like he has such a perspective that is unique from everybody else. And I think that's why he's special, because he's not biting everybody's style. But his message in the last decade has not changed.
At all.
At all. At all. He still believes what he believes. And I think with fitness specifically, man, this is going to challenge everybody. Not just you guys are hearing, but me and Jared as well. We sometimes change when a different trend comes.
Yeah.
Right? There's a new style of, I don't know, a new machine. The Concept 2 bike is here. And it's like, it's going to be better for members, because if we had Concept 2 bikes, they're going to be more consistent in class. And if we had these bumper plates that were yellow versus black, they're going to like the color. Like we fall into these trends too as fitness owners of a specific boot camp or gym, but does it really change the affect of effort? No. Like an assault bike, a Concept 2 bike, a rogue bike, a spin bike, it's still effort.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we do the same thing with our goals. We think that a certain diet plan comes around that it's different. It's going to be easier. So they change their philosophy on what they've been eating. Oh, I'm a vegan now. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Like, certain people do change. I actually do want to be more plant-based, honestly. Mm-hmm. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't make adjustments or you shouldn't change. But I'm saying whatever's trendy shouldn't be your decision.
It shouldn't be your identity.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that wholeheartedly. And that's because I'm trying to tie it back to TOBE. If he doesn't stick with some trends, he won't be as popular.
True.
But as long as he's
what trend? What do you mean?
I'm like simple stuff like videos, Instagram.
So like trends,
like
to publicize his artist. Okay,
yeah,
I'm with you. I got you.
Yeah, not conforming. Like, oh, everybody's rapping like this. Let me not like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be himself. But I just mean, like, if you don't adapt with being able to be publicized.
Yeah, I got you. I'm with you. But his identity.
Yeah, identity never changes.
Yeah. And
that's what I feel like the same thing with exercise and diet. Like, keep your identity the same, but it's okay if something new comes out that actually might work for your body, I think it's okay to attempt it, but keep your identity the same. Like, don't change yourself.
I like that.
If you work out 3 days a week, oh, this new thing came out and it said if you do it 6 times a week, keep your identity.
Especially if you think it's easier.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you think something's easier, again, I do believe in working smarter, not harder. I do believe that.
Wholeheartedly.
But if you've been working out for X amount of time and you've been developing momentum and your body feels great, but somebody else comes along and say, man, all you got to do is really just hope for it real hard. And then, like, some of this, guys, has got to be practical. You know, some of this got to be a little common sense. And you just can't expect someone else's opinion that makes life easier because they said it was going to be easier, and then you try, you fall off the horse, and then you got to start all over again. So Jared, honestly, I've seen so many people, out of love, I'm going to say this, I've seen so many people do what they've seen on somebody's social media, and it didn't work for them, and they thought fitness wasn't for them. and that's just not fair for that person.
I think that goes back to the end of the last podcast.
Which one?
Was it the last one? When I said stop basing your results.
Yeah. I think I stood up.
Yeah.
I think I stood up 100%.
Or stop basing your process off other people's results.
100%.
If it doesn't work for you the same, it doesn't mean it's. But it's the same thing you said though. You started working out. You've been working out for 26 years. How can somebody that's been working out for 2 or a month? Oh, I'm trying to look like Chris. It's not working. All right, give it 25 and 25 years and 12 or 11 more months.
Right. Then complain or then see the difference, right? Okay, let's say this and then we'll go to something else that I have in mind. Socks, slides, right? So for those that know TOBE, know that's their thing.
Yeah.
For those that wasn't able to catch what we showed in the video leading to this podcast, no matter where he go, no matter what he wearing, my boy gonna have some flip-flops on with his white socks. And it's so dope because I've seen him on BET, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, music videos, same thing. And the reason why I'm bringing that up because you said the term identity.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool to know who you are and not change for no one. And that's what I really value when I see him. I'm pretty sure he's walked into a meeting that was corporate. He was in freaking, what was it, NBA 2K or PlayStation. Like, he was in the game, his music. So when he went to that meeting, I can only picture him in socks and slides, right? And I just believe, man, whenever you know your identity and you're confident in it, man, like, own that. So I do want to point that out to him and his wife, man. I love the fact that they own who they are, and I think that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Where we go from here?
We talked about family. Talked about work.
Not really.
Work.
Let's do it.
And seeing them everywhere.
When you say everywhere, have you seen them? Where have you seen them? Excuse me.
Just as far as concerts are concerned, popping up on different award shows, being projects. Like dude's on the move.
Dude's on the move, man. I think as someone that used to speak, it's easy to speak at different corporations and you know you have this message. But to speak to the same audience and have a new vibrant message every time you speak has to be really hard. So starting off with him, that Twisted Sundays, every single Sunday he had new heat. Every video he comes out is so artistic and so different. And I know that's not easy. So I would like to point out work from this point of view at least. TOBE is not an overnight sensation.
At all.
Did I say right? Sensation.
Overnight sensation.
Sensation. Excuse me, guys. Sensation. He's not an overnight sensation at all. At all. Now, some of you may have just heard of him in the last year. James, how long you been listening to TOBE? How long you been rocking TOBE? Yeah. Say it again. Yeah. TOBE, the rapper. I'm curious, so I got my guy here. What's the thing that stand off about TOBE for you? Authentic. And then we're saying the same exact thing. Okay, last question I have for you because we're on a specific topic, and I just want to see. Hopefully, I'm able to use you as an example. So James is the man around here, FYI. So right now we're talking more so. We went from identity to now work ethic, right? What's the one thing that you can brag on or one thing you've noticed about TOBE when it comes to work ethic? Watch this, guys. Watch this. Oh. Already. So you've been following as long as I have. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to break that down. Appreciate that, bro. So first thing he said was consistency and what was it?
Authenticity.
Man, so let's talk about consistency with work ethic. E.T., Eric Thomas, said that he knew this guy was special. And Eric Thomas is like one of the top, if not the top motivational speaker in the world, right? You don't think he knew certain record labels and certain rap or R&B artists and he could have connected them? He didn't. And he said the reason why he didn't is because he didn't want him to fast forward the process. So hearing that, I would love to kind of connect that to where we are in our fitness journey. We're so quick to take a pill and want the body, but skip the process.
Yeah.
But Tobe, I'm going to say this, and even if he was right here to my right, I would say the same thing to him. He would not be Tobe if he didn't experience what he experienced during the process.
Nope.
So everybody that's great, which are that you, yep, the person that I'm pointing, you are great, he's great, I'm great. We're all great. But the thing is, we got to work to get to that greatness.
Have to work.
So after hearing that, Jay, when it comes to people that you've trained, what do you think stand out the most when you talk about consistency? What is the challenge typically? Give you an example. If James comes to your boot camp and he says, "Hey man, I'm getting ready for this beach party," and then you say, "Well, when is it?" 6 months from now. Cool, man. Well, I want to see you at boot camp 3-4 times a week for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh man, that's kind of too long." What's your response to that? He wants greatness, but he doesn't want to be as consistent as he should be. Is there a disconnection? Is there a connection? What's your perspective or a response after hearing that?
I mean, for me, man, I love to dig a little bit deeper as to why you. What do you mean this is too long? You got 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Break down how long it takes to get to the goals you want to reach.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's too long?
Have you ever seen someone say, "Oh, 6 months? Well, I'll be back in 3 months and then I start"?
I've never heard that before.
Really?
I've never heard that.
What? What? Really?
Mm-mm.
That's good for you.
3 months. I'll be back in 3 months. You're not coming back. So much life is gonna happen prior to that.
Man, so I'm not dropping no names. I try not to if I do, guys. I remember a young lady, she wanted to lose 50 pounds, and she came to me I think it was like a year. And I was saying, I was kind of breaking down. This is when I was at the global gym that I was at, and you kind of teach the amount of weight that you lose per, 3,500 calories or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I broke it down. I think it was like 48 pounds in 6 months. She was like, "Oh, it only took me 6 months?" I was like, if you're consistent and you don't have no off weeks and you hit these goals, yeah. Oh, shoot. I was going to pay for a year, but I'll be back in 6 months. True story. She did come back in 6 months. But
I'll be back in 6 months. Wow. No, I've never
experienced
that before.
Yeah, I've experienced it. I wonder, hearing her story, do you think it was more, I just don't want to work, or you think it was work smarter, not harder?
Maybe she felt like if she lost it in 6 months, she was going to stop. And in that next 6 month period, maybe she thought, "Oh, I'm probably going to gain it back.
Maybe
so I might
did.
as well come back in that second 6 months."
Maybe she did. And if she's hearing this, because I know her well, she wasn't thinking that. No, honestly, so at that time, I think that gym charge, I think it was like $60 a session for PT. So she's probably thinking money-wise, seeing this dude 4 times a week, I can save 6 months of financials versus paying a year. So I can see that. But
that too.
Going back to Tobe, man, I think consistency is when it comes to work, man, I firmly believe I'm not where I'm going to be. And I really think where I'm at now in life is part of where I'm going. But I don't know why the term consistency and work, why is that such a hard formula for people? It's like people want to work. Chris has wanted to work in the past, but sometimes I just don't want to do it for the long run.
I think that if somebody told you, "Hey, you going on vacation. You can go out to this beach, every day for 2 hours a day, relax and enjoy yourself for 3 weeks." I think consistently they'll probably be out there on that beach for 2 hours because of the outlook on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if somebody said, "Hey, you have to go work on this beach 2 hours a day," and it becomes work, like I have to go out there and I have to do this, I think it becomes a little bit harder to be more because now when something else pops up, maybe something pops up not at the beach that you want to go to.
Yeah.
But you got to go to this beach because you have to go to this beach.
That's dope.
I think it's a little bit harder to be more consistent because now, I want to go do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go work. I want to go do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what exercise becomes for people sometimes. Sometimes they look at it as work. Like, I have to go do this. So I kind of want to go to happy hour, or I kind of want to go to see my niece, or I kind of like it becomes work. So
to the person that's listening, what happens if fitness is work to them?
I think everybody's different. For some people, they're okay with it being work because they know what they get from it.
Okay.
Like if working out is work and I get to look like this and feel like this and oh, cool.
So fitness doesn't have to be peaches and cream. I don't even know why I said that. But
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because and if we're being real, not everybody feels like some people hate fitness, but they're gonna be in the gym every day.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah.
But I'll be here.
Yeah.
Because I know what I get from it. Like everybody's not gonna love it. Some people are gonna be, oh, I don't know what I would do without this. I love it. Like this is what keeps me breathing in the morning.
That's real.
So
you play football, right?
Yeah.
You love game day?
Absolutely.
Ooh, what the heck was that?
Fly.
Was that a fly?
Fly.
I jumped.
So I was training this morning. It was on my arms.
That thing tried to go through my eyeball.
Erica told me I didn't shower.
Did you shower?
I showered.
Okay. So before I flinched like someone else, you love game day football.
Yeah, love it.
Did you love practices? Two-a-days?
I enjoyed them. I won't say I loved them. I enjoyed them.
Yeah. When you said that, it brought me to a place of I actually enjoyed basketball practice.
Yeah.
I love competing. I did not like two-a-days when I first, especially in college, when we got there and we had to get there. Strength and conditioning was early in the morning.
Yeah.
I hated that. That's actually the term gut check. That came from my college workouts. It was called gut check every morning. I hated it. But the prize of enjoying to do what I wanted to do was bigger than what I hated. And because of that, I might have dreaded getting up at 5 in the morning to go run. But when I was able to play more minutes in the game, I got it, right? When my average was better because I was consistent, I got it. So I'm trying to encourage someone that maybe says, man, like, I don't like working out like y'all.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but the outcome got to be greater. You know? That's
all it is.
The outcome definitely got to be greater.
For me, because we did two-a-days as well, obviously in the heat of the day, and this is why I say everybody's different, because I have to understand that not everybody's like me, not everybody's like you, not everybody's like you. Two-a-days, I like them.
You like two-a-days?
I like two-a-days. We ran a lot, and we lifted a lot, and I loved it. I loved the way I felt.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I'm in great shape.
Really?
Like, I feel really good. It wore you down, so it was, week 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the aesthetic feel of it, I'm in shape feel like it, I love that.
Yeah.
So and that's different because a lot of people that hated it.
Yeah.
I did not like waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That wasn't cool.
I think that was my part. I just didn't want to wake up, especially when I went to school at Langston in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like Texas in October. So getting up and it's 30 degrees and it's hilly and it's ice on the road and you're running outside, like, why did y'all want? Anywho, another story. True story. When was it 7th grade when you first started playing for school?
Yeah.
7th grade. Off season, you either had to go outside and walk or lift weights. Did you know I always chose to go walk?
That's funny. But you a basketball player.
Dang, he said you gotta throw that at me. He said I was just talking about the basketball team.
That's funny.
True story. I couldn't get the bar, so everybody go do bench press.
Yeah.
So the big thing in middle school for us was for basketball players was to put 45 pounds on each side so you can bench press 135. So if you did 135 in 7th, 8th grade, or at least 7th grade, it was like a big thing.
Yeah, man, child.
Your boy Chris couldn't do the bar, so I was like, I'm walking, and I didn't want nobody else to know that I couldn't do the bar.
Yeah.
So has nothing to do with TOBE. Has nothing to do with anything else we was talking about. But I just wanted to let Jared know that even though I'm in the fitness space now, could we tie that into a point? I'm actually into fitness now, but at one point I wasn't. I was trying to make that make sense. Nah. Waste of minutes that we probably don't have. All right, let's do this, bro, so we can wrap this up. Toby, let's end with this, man. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Say you have wife and kids. Your closest homie is part of your gym, your boot camp. You turn down money for them? And when I say money, I'm not talking $100. I'm saying Walmart calls you and say, "Hey, I want you to come run a month of boot camp at Walmart." And you say, "Cool, well, me and my wife and my kids, we're gonna come too." And they're like, "No, we're only paying for you, but we're gonna pay you $50,000 for this 1 month." You turn that money down?
I need some background information. So you said my wife and kids and best homie, they all go to boot camp, help me operate it. What do you?
They help operate. Like, they are part of your boot camp. You're the leader. You design it. You give them direction, but they've been there every step. Besides your kids, because you kind of got to make them.
So if you're saying it's like a leave them high and dry thing, ain't no way.
Not high and dry, but for a month they cannot be a part of the big corporate training.
Oh, so like I'm growing without them.
You're going without them.
I know we're drawing this back to Tobe, but I truly believe that. What is that? Thinking of the Golden State Warriors right now, strength in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to lose your numbers. Like, if your family's your numbers, if your family's what's backing you, your closest friends, if that's what's backing you, if that's what's propelling you, if that's what's making you happy in life.
Yeah.
If I'm making enough money right now, or we're making enough money to sustain and live a happy life, why am I gonna sell out? That's what it is. You selling out.
Man. So if the person that's listening and watching, if they know what's working for their health, but another opportunity come, but it's not aligned with their health, you telling them to not move forward, to do what gives them joy, right?
Yeah.
You heard it. I think that's what we do, though. I mean, I know I'm tying this a lot in because we're getting to the midway part of the year, and I know what happens in the fall and the winter. All that we've been working for, we kind of let go because the party you've been working for is finally here, or you finally gotten that dress or the pant size you've been wanting to get into, or the trip finally happened and now you're done with the trip. But what happens after that? We get back into that vicious cycle again. I think what Toby, from what I've heard and read and listened to, for him to turn down different things that he may have really wanted to do, but stuck to what he believed or the strength in the numbers, I think that's what we really got to dissect moving forward as an individual. Like, what's around you or within you that you got to have? And when you identify that, don't forsake it.
I think it's so easy to have tunnel vision whenever you find what that is, because I think that's the only way you really move forward. You can't worry about all the stuff on the side. So I'm pretty sure with Toby, if I were in his shoes, approaching a business meeting, hey Toby, this is what we got to offer with you, yada yada yada. Can my family come? No, thank you, sir. And like, cause if you hear all about all the good stuff, all the extra stuff they have to offer, but they're still telling you whatever it is that your identity, no. Like, okay,
that's good, bro.
No, so
fly.
He was like right here.
He a big little fly. He a big. I sound country. He a big little fly.
Big old little fly.
But and I say did I can get him?
Nah,
I can't get him.
I don't think you showered either.
You said something that's important for me to be transparent about, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I've done the best and always did the best. I think one of the things that I failed at taking the bag versus doing what was more for my peace and joy, I remember when the boys were born, I was not at home as much as I could have been. It was because I wanted to grow the brand. I wanted to be Chris and not change. I wanted to be there over and beyond, but being there over and beyond was kind of putting Tina and the boys or the family on the back burner. And I'm saying that to you guys. It's not that we do things out of perfection. It's about identifying and making the best decision moving forward. So I said that early on. I was like, man, I felt convicted when we were talking about what we're talking about, and that's why. So from me to you, man, let's do this together. When we identify our core values of what really bring us joy and peace, man, don't forsake that, no matter what the bag is. And I think that's what I admire the most from TOBE.
That's dope. That's dope.
Well, there are so many other things I want to ask him.
So many.
But he's not here. I really feel, you know what? I'm going to say this out because you never know. I would love the opportunity to talk to TOBE. Like, if anybody, matter of fact, if anybody know TOBE, like, comment down below. And this is the fact. When you admire somebody from a standpoint of the hustle, the identity he put out, the creativity, him being an artist, but at the same time showing the values that he have in his faith and with his family, I admire that. And anytime I can be around someone that can give me the gospel and make me a better person, and he not only make people better by individually meet them, but his platform is so large, he get to do it by the millions. So if I ever got the opportunity, man, I would ask him pretty much the same questions he probably talked today.
Exactly. Just hear it from his mouth.
I'm not going to say I know he's very authentic. Yeah. And he probably can be like, no, y'all actually don't know this part. Or actually what really happened was. Exactly. But, you know, my flowers to you, TOBE, if you ever seen this video, man, is that you do an incredible job. Keep setting the bar high, and we support you in everything that you do, man. So God bless, for sure. Anything else you got?
No, I think that was pretty powerful podcast.
That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. You know, when we were gonna pick a guy, I thought it was gonna be like The Rock or
LeBron. You said LeBron last week.
Yeah. So, you know, it's an honor, not just because he's a Houston native, but, man, when I look at him, honestly, I see me. Not from a standpoint of being an artist, but someone that's just given their best and wasn't given the blueprint. Like, I know Jay-Z didn't call him 20 years ago and said, hey, little bro, do this. Yeah. And to see what he's done and where he's at now and where he will be, man, I admire that because I see myself in that. So, major respect.
Nothing but.
Episode 1, work-life balance. Episode number 2, TOBE. Next week, man, I think we got some heat for you guys.
Oh yeah.
So be prepped, be ready. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us already on YouTube. Give us a thumb up. Comment down below. What would you want to know down below in the comment section?
What would I want to know?
Yeah.
One, what y'all think about the podcast, and two, if y'all have any other people that you kind of look up to as far as you feel like they have it figured out. I mean, definitely love to know who it is and why you think that.
Yeah, that'd be dope. So we want to see those down below. And for those that are just listening on Spotify or Apple or Google or whatever platform you listen to, make sure you give us a 5-star review. Let us know what you think.
Yes, sir.
Share this with your family, friends, baby mamas, cousins, and everybody else in between. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Y'all stay blessed.